Hello, friends and listeners, party people. Welcome back to another episode of Party XP. I'm your host, Lakan, and joining me is Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, Jack.
Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on. So you and I had a fun little excursion last week? 2 weeks ago?
It was just last week.
Dude, the last couple days have been a blur for me. So, it's been very busy and had a lot of stuff going on. I had a very crammed weekend last weekend.
Oh, yeah, I know. I just wanted to be over dramatic just to
You're
just
right.
to, get at you.
We went out to Too Many Games down in, it's technically in Greater Philly, right? That's what they call it.
So, Too Many Games is somewhere near West Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Not born and raised.
It's pretty far out though. It felt like we were not near Philly at all.
No, we were definitely not in the city. So it took place in the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center and Fairgrounds by Oaks, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
It's far out into.
It's almost like 45 minutes to almost like an hour out from us going to plain old Philly, right?
Yeah. The actual city, Philly proper, we had to drive another half hour to 40 minutes. We passed King of Prussia. We saw a lot of fields.
Yeah. It was my first time at Too Many Games. Yours as well, right?
Yes, I've never been through that to that con, and it was well you can get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. So first time there. I've definitely heard of it before over the last, I don't know, however many number of years, ever since I do a lot of video game collecting, and a lot of the shops down in South Jersey always mention it because obviously they're closer, you know what I mean? Or if we happen to be down there right before the convention happening, they have these little flyers, and stuff like that. So, and I've heard about it from other podcasters and video game content creators who are based in the tri-state area. They say they're going to be there. I've heard about it enough times, and I was like, I should probably go, just go check it out. You know what I mean? Why not, right? It's relatively close-ish to us.
Yeah, you want to check out all these cons that are in your area. That's not just whatever's happening at the Javits Center.
Yeah, the Jarvis Center.
The Jarvis Center.
But yeah, so it's a little different, changes it up a little bit for us, and because obviously my main hobby is video games in general, right? I was like, why not give it a shot? Especially because again, a lot of the shops down south really recommend the convention. So I was like, okay, sure, let's take a shot, right? We were initially gonna hopefully get a couple more people to come through, but I think schedules just couldn't line up, kind of thing. Perfect for me. Landed on my birthday on a weekend, so I took a day off from work.
It was on your birthday.
Yeah. So it was a pretty sweet little birthday gift to myself. We left my place around 9-ish, right? 9:30, whatever.
I drove my car to him, and usually, whenever we go to PAX, we take a hotel. But since this is literally just one state over, 90 minutes away,
this is a local convention essentially for us.
Yeah, Jersey's a very driving state. So
yeah. It was an hour and a half. It wasn't too bad. We get there a little bit after 11, right? Because con opened up at 11.
Since we didn't register in advance, we had to wait in line for us to just get our badges, and the line wasn't too bad. It was moving.
It moved.
There were a lot of people there, and then there's lack of parking.
It looked a little worse than it actually was, because we had to park kind of in the boonies. Essentially, it felt like we basically parked in
parked in a TJ Maxx or something like that.
Yeah, the loading area, where the trucks drop off their trailers. But yeah, so we got there, we saw the giant ass line, we're shit, we're probably gonna take another hour to get in. Yeah, 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes at most.
Yeah, I rolled up in my usual Nest cosplay.
Yeah, nice and comfy. I did nothing because I'd rather be comfy than anything else, because I was also very muggy. It was we were expecting rain basically the entire day. Luckily, it just held off until we got inside. Well, yeah, we get inside. Lines to grab our badges were relatively quick as well.
Oh yeah, because people don't know how to look left and right.
Yeah,
at the other line.
So we found a little short line, got through.
I scooted right on over, and then it was right there. While the line that we were initially on was going through the door.
Yeah.
I was no one's there, so let me just go.
The badges are pretty cute. They have a Pikmin theme this year.
Oh yeah, that's what I really liked about the Too Many Games. Every single year they go through like a theming based on a video game. So this one was Pikmin. I like Pikmin. Pikmin are very cute.
They have a cute little cat character. I think it's also their mascot, so they made it like a little Pikmin character. Just adds on to it. It was again very cute. And they had a bunch of their previous years of merch, like all their previous designs that were inspired by some sort of video game IP, up on the wall, just to kind of show off how long they've been doing this for, which was cool. Cool to see. And so we get into the main floor, right? We walk through like the two side halls, and then yeah, we're greeted with the main floor, and it's pretty busy, like pretty like right off the bat. I mean, to be fair, it's a Saturday, right? And it's a little bit of a later con in comparison, right? Because usually I feel like most of the conventions we go to start at like 10, right? Like Anime NYC, New York Comic Con, PAX.
Yeah, I start at 10 and usually just like start driving out there, be ready by when the doors open. Especially on the first day.
Yeah.
This one started fairly late. Yeah.
We're greeted by like a main floor of a lot of vendors. Like that is the first thing like that we see coming through the main entrance.
Oh yeah, that was kind of not. I mean, like I wasn't too knowledgeable about the con. I thought it was just like a bunch of like video games that you could see, you could try out. There's like there'll be some indie ones. No, there's like a whole bunch of video games, actual video games.
Because I've looked at the website and it said like they obviously there's a bunch of vendors, of course, right?
Yeah,
And like it's there was like their information wasn't super clear, right? I guess technically on the website of like where the layout is of like all the booths and stuff. Not like a PAX where their information is super specific on which booth is where. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Where they have everything numbered and where they can exactly be on the map and you go on and so forth. This is a much smaller con in comparison. Still pretty big to be fair. Like it's like a medium sized con.
No. Yeah, it's not. It's not like it's not that. It's like a small con. It's like there's a lot of stuff in it, and it's a lot of different things that what we're usually expecting
Yeah.
from like a video game
So
con.
yeah. So this is so upon like first inspection of like what the first hall we went into was is like, oh, this is like a retro collecting con. Like this you know what I mean? Like this is I mean, it makes sense to name too many games, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a lot of vendors who buy and sell, retro games or video games in general. I saw a bunch of like really cool older consoles and peripherals and video games, basically all around the main floor or main. I think that's main hall A, right? Technically, I forgot the order.
I believe so. It's just whatever the main floor is.
Yeah, whatever that main area was, where all the vendors were. But yeah, no, there's a lot of cool stuff there. We did like a preliminary lap of the building, walked into the second hall, and that was mostly tabletop stuff in that area, and then autographs, right?
Yeah, some tabletop stuff, some other knickknacks, doodads, which we did find a lot of cool ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. And then it was autographs. They didn't have a dedicated artist alley, but there
Yeah.
was a bunch of like artists who had different booths, and they were really cool artists. I'm not gonna lie. There's I wanted to pick stuff up, but like I was like, maybe not now. Maybe when it applies to me further into the future.
I definitely took like a lot of pictures of some of the booths that were there. Just like it's like, oh, I'll definitely like see if I can pick something up from them later down the line.
Yeah,
First time convention, us experiencing this convention, I was like, I don't want to just go ham.
too many games in your bed.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
But yeah, because it's just a lot, and I was like, okay, I want to see everything first before I pull the trigger on anything.
yeah.
The final main hall was indie game showcase area.
It's like a arcade and Smash Philadelphia. Smash Philadelphia. That was great to see. I understand fully why the WWE is popular. I get it now. I get it now.
It's the spectacle, That's kind of like what the whole thing is, right? It's you get wrapped up in it. Let's talk about that a little bit because I was stuck in line unfortunately while you were watching that and you had like kind of taken a loop around, right? So
Oh
go ahead
yeah,
and
and
explain.
we'll get there later. We'll get to that
Yeah,
part later
but
in
but
the
explain that
episode.
bit, the Smash Philadelphia. Explain that for me.
Okay. So let me just pull it up really quick. So I'm not just making up the name of the event. Well, the one thing that I didn't get to really take take a part of in this con was so there's like a scavenger hunt where there's QR codes around everywhere, and like I'm pretty sure like that's like That's a big thing because whenever I would see groups of people who definitely like frequented this con before,
Hmm.
they wanted to find each and every one of them. And I think there is a there's like a prize that to be won. I I didn't really know about it, so maybe next time. All right. So this this event is called Cosplay Pro Wrestling.
Okay, so that's the official name of the event that
Yeah,
Jack was able to
on there.
partake in for a little bit, or witness, I guess, for a
I
little bit.
witnessed it, and then it is what it sounds like. It's people dressed in cosplay, duking it out in the ring. What I saw was I saw Needles the Clown from Twisted Metal go toe to toe with Kratos and to see who's the true Sony mascot.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you see if this next sentence that I'm about to say sounds really absurd, but I saw Needles the Clown push Kratos in a Target shopping cart. And that's
Okay.
all what you need to know about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I don't know who won, but I saw them do slams, do all their high flying stuff, and I saw them like break boards on each other. But yeah, I understand why the WWE is popular.
Yeah, it's just
I understand it. The pure barbarianism.
it's the caveman part of our brain. You know what I mean? It's like the unga
Yeah.
bunga part. We're like, yeah.
Yeah, we're like, oh, give him the chair. All that stuff.
And yeah,
So
so that was near the back of like hall
the
C
very end of
or
the
whatever it
hall.
was. Yeah, the last hall. And they also had like a what is it? They had like a pro like a smash tourney there.
Yeah, I saw
A couple
someone just
other
get there.
tournaments going on throughout the weekend apparently. So there's that. We saw like a Tetris like tournament happening as well when we were walking
Oh,
by.
classic Tetris. Classic
Yeah,
Tetris.
yeah.
You gotta be specific with that.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, you're right. Which is cool. It's like seeing everybody, doing like, have the little glove with the old NES controller and doing the like I forgot what they call it, but the one where they run their fingers across the back of the controller to like, to get all those inputs in to like
Yeah.
slide the piece over. And yeah, it was an arcade, and then they had a small indie showcase area there as well, which we got to partake in for a couple games while we were walking around. Yeah, so again, relatively smaller convention in comparison to scale to like an Anime NYC, New York Comic Con, a PAX, but still pretty decently. It's definitely not not it's not the size of like one of those small anime conventions like at public library. You know what I mean? This is a pretty decently sized convention hall for sure. And yeah, they just crammed a lot of stuff into it. Like like honestly, there was not like a lot of like random empty space where there was nothing going on. Aside from the queue halls, but that's obviously done on purpose.
So the method in classic Tetris is called rolling and hyper tapping,
There we go. Thank you.
where they're able to vibrate their thumb to hit the D pad like 10 to 15 times a second.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's nuts. Like if y'all have never watched like high level like classic Tetris play, you need to check it out. Check it out. It's so sick.
Yeah, it is so crazy. It's like they have to get their fingers like easily like in the textures of their fingers can't be too slippery.
Yeah,
It's
it
something
is.
like that. Like you have
It
to
is so
research
crazy,
it.
oddly specific, like like skill set, which I just like in general, right? Like if you're watching anybody at the peak of their craft, you know what I mean? I think it's like super interesting to watch, even if it's something that I will never partake in. I think it's super
Yeah,
cool. But yeah, it's cool to see it there. Pretty good con, like a little bit for everybody. I feel like if you're into like kind of pop culture stuff or like video games or like nerd stuff in general, I think it's a pretty nice, chill like mid-sized con to go check out if you're a fan of anything like this.
yeah.
So what did you get up to when we first like broke off for after kind of taking our first preliminary lap around the building?
So I took my first lap around, and I I noticed that like this is a con that like usually because I'm not a video game collector, but
Hmm.
I understand the appeal uh where that if you are one who collects like any type of nerd media in terms of gaming, like you would definitely enjoy this con. Like there were classic video games like by like the truckloads.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I saw a bunch of people in cosplay, which is nice. So it's always nice to see people like work hard in their cosplays and like they meet everyone. So I went in as Ness because Ness is like my comfy cosplay, and
Yeah.
that's just me in a pair of jorts, and a rugby t-shirt with the Ness hat.
Yeah, yeah. Nice and easy.
And I saw at least like 8 to 12 other Nesses.
A surprising amount. Like
A surprising amount of Nesses.
more than I saw at PAX, I feel like, which is this is a little more niche, and there was definitely a lot of people who are very into more like niche games. I think here,
Oh yeah, yeah. Earthbound is definitely a niche type of game.
yeah, even though everybody knows of it now, I think it's a very specific crowd who actually like really enjoys it. Yeah, so like what else you get up to?
There were a bunch of art of every type. I saw 3D pixel art, which I was really tempted to just get like a full set of all the Earthbound characters. And the vendor's called Pixel Visions. And then this one hit a little too hard, too close to home,
But in a fun way.
in a fun way. Yeah, I think it is it's a vendor called Critical Hit Collectibles, and what they do is that they make their art inspired by like video game signages and everything.
Yeah,
And this one, just picture like the Animal Crossing logo, and then it's usually like a town hall, like a very tame town hall.
yeah.
But the instead of saying Animal Crossing, it just says "Guess we're renting forever," and the town hall is on fire. And I was like, man, when I get my own apartment, I am definitely gonna pick one of these up.
And again, very specifically apartment. Like that
Yeah,
is
very specifically an apartment. If you know anything about the New Jersey housing crisis we're in right now.
it's yeah. Yeah, again, a lot of cool stuff we saw here. People making original stuff, and that one was nice. It was made out of wood, right? That was like a proper like wood
Oh
signage
yeah, it
thing.
was made out of wood. It was
Yeah, yeah,
proper sign. It was a
yeah.
proper
It's sick.
sign.
Yeah, I got a lot of cool stuff around here. Everything from like little figurines to like those little bead 3D art pieces, those actual wood carving pieces, candles. You know,
Candles. Oh yeah, I got a candle.
saw a couple people making like furry body pillows. A little bit of everything for everybody.
There's another one that I want to highlight. I don't know who the vendor was. Um, but they had 3D printed, you know, those 90s popsicle sticks that have the characters on them
Oh yeah, the ice
with the
cream.
with the
Yes,
gumball
yeah,
eyes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We saw them. We saw them when we were making our like final loop out of the building, like near the end of the day. Yeah, yeah,
I like this is awesome. Like, uh, like, and it's funny because like like the spheres that they use to portray like the gumball eyes, they were definitely not where the eye sockets were.
Yes.
Like the
Ex-
Sonic one wasn't even trying. Like
exactly like how the ice cream bars are.
exactly how the listening parts. And you know, it's kind of kids today, they won't ever appreciate stuff like that anymore because
Yeah.
they don't have all this novelty stuff. But like when me and Lakan saw it, we were just like, oh my god, like this is exactly how like it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was SpongeBob, Sonic, Ninja Turtles, Spider-Man. So like a lot of good like, you know, niche gaming art exhibits, or like art, not art exhibits, like art in general.
Yeah.
And then like it appealed to like the millennial crowd very
Absolutely.
much.
Yeah. This definitely felt like an older crowd for a convention because it is mostly like a collector's convention.
Yeah, and you know, if you're not old, then if you're pretty young, then chances of you of being able to afford all this stuff is a little slim,
The gaming collector market's a little rough right now.
a little rough.
But yeah, so like I definitely just saw like a lot of like people of that like like millennial age range, me basically.
Yeah,
And like some of them had like like young children with them, and definitely there were definitely a couple like younger people like near like looking for like Pokemon vendors, stuff like that. But yeah, in terms of like the overall convention, it was definitely more of like a retro video game collecting spot. Like I definitely should have figured that out before we went there.
yeah,
But I also
definitely.
didn't have a lot of images though previously on their IG.
We just kind of
Yeah,
like
like
went into
I
like
did like very very light research in the first place,
like we were going off of strict vibes.
basically.
And
But
I
yeah,
saw I actually saw like my very first sighting in person of like the actual just like Earthbound like packaging
Oh yeah, yeah,
with the game inside. And it was like I was like, "Ooh, I wish I could get it." And then I looked at the eBay price and I was like, "Oh, I guess I can't."
yeah. That is a very much so a kind of a grail for a lot of people.
Yeah. So if I was, financially responsible when I was like 4, like I would have probably bought two of everything and then I'll be rich.
Or a lot of people who are always like, I like this part of the convention where I chat to people who are like getting back into collecting, where there's like, ah man, I wish I kept boxes for a lot of the stuff that I had when I was a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot. It was a lot of that to some of the people who were like walking by, like, oh look at this thing. You know, I was like, yeah, I was like, I don't know about you, but like I kept most of my boxes for like most of my old video games. I still have a lot of my physical collection still.
When it comes to like the Game Boy Advance stuff, I do not have those anymore because
Okay.
those things came in like what, cardboard?
Cardboard, they were pretty big, yeah, in
They were
comparison to like
cardboard.
what
They're
the
pretty
actual
big, and
cartridge
I was
were.
like, I need my games all in one place,
Yeah,
and that's it. And then
yeah, I get it. You're not really think about it in the future like that.
the one thing that I really wanted to like purchase, like if I saw it at the con, was like a recreation of like my very first Game Boy Color.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I didn't find it.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably could have found one. I mean, like I told you before, like I spent a lot of time, retro game collecting and hunting. Like the shops all around, Jersey, New York, even into Pennsylvania a little bit before. Yeah, you can always find that stuff. Just you have to do a little bit of digging, basically.
Yeah, you have to do a little digging and get a little lucky.
But yeah, no, like again, that was the very cool part of the con. I really enjoyed that main part of the vendor floor, because we'll walk by and see some cool art and stop by for a second, and then I'll see a vendor with like a random like Mega Man X3 just sitting in a box. You know what I mean? Like, oh shoot, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
complete in box. Like, oh, let me stop by and chat with this guy for a little bit and see what's up. And then you'll get a couple flyers for other stores that are all around, all around the state, tri-state area in general, right? Just like, maybe one day swing by their shop and see what they've got that they didn't bring along, obviously, because they're not going to bring their entire store, worth of stuff to a convention like this. But a lot of them did have a pretty solid selection, right? As we're kind of just walking by and experiencing the convention.
Yep.
So aside from the main floor, the vendors, which is obviously a major pull of the convention, one of the main reasons actually why I decided to come through for this year was the guests who I wanted to go see.
You want to talk about that now? You want to talk
Yeah,
about
let's
that
yeah
later?
let's get this one little bummer thing out of the way, right?
That's actually what I want. I came in there for because like they do have like guests,
Yeah.
like different content creators, voice actors show up. You do autographs, you chat with them. You want to talk about your experience first? Or should I just go over mine?
Let's get mine out of the way, and then you can do yours.
Okay.
I went there to see Steve Bloom, David Hayter, and Cam Clark. All pretty big names in terms of the voice acting space, of course. David Hayter, everything Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid.
Uh, uh.
Also, co-wrote, I believe, a bunch of movies like The Watchmen. You know what I mean? Like he was it X2? I think he also did Scorpion King. So obviously David Hayter's a big name if you're into video games at all. You've
At all,
definitely
yeah.
heard the name.
You definitely
And
heard the grunt.
yeah,
Uh,
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear, grunt.
Cam Clark was next to him. He's known for like most like for a lot of people as like Liquid Snake, but he also did like Leonardo and Rocksteady in the original TMNT '80s cartoon. He's voiced a bunch of people in like video games, anywhere from like Corrin from Fire Emblem to He-Man. He's done a lot. He's done a lot of like video game voice work, and he's been everywhere. You can check out his whole thing. Like he's in a surprising amount of stuff. They were like next to each other, so you could hear them yelling each other's names. From booth to booth or whatever. People were recording video and just chatting up with them basically. And then Steve Bloom, which is also like a another heavyweight in the voice acting space.
Oh
If
yeah.
you heard him from Cowboy Bebop, that's kind of like what a lot of us, like the older crowd, my age, probably know him as.
I know him as from Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine is another big one. He was Amon in Legend of Korra. He's like I think he's the current Sub Zero for Mortal Kombat. He did Ares and God of War series. Yeah, he's just done a lot. You'll again another one with a crazy long filmography and performance list basically.
He's Starscream in
Starscream,
Transformers.
yeah, he's everywhere. He got known for this like deep voice. Yeah, so I was trying to get just some autographs done for them, right? I was trying to get David Hayter and Cam Clark to sign my Metal Gear Solid Essentials collection, and I was gonna get Bloom to sign my Cowboy Bebop complete Blu-ray set. And I think you and I have a very similar experience in this part, right? The part I'm just gonna condense into
Oh,
this whole thing.
and I could go say who
Oh
I
yeah,
wanted
go
to
ahead.
see.
Yeah, do your thing. Yeah.
So mine was actually a very niche content creator, Chugga Conroy.
Yeah.
He is a Nintentuber. Back when those were like really super duper cool.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I've been watching this guy for like around 18 years of my life. So like as I grew up in my childhood, I'm 30 right now, so I started watching when I was like 12. Like I seen like his content evolve to what it is now, and I was like, man, this guy's like one of my childhood heroes. Like it's like meeting Steve from Blue's Clues. Uh, it's something like that, and I was like, okay, yeah, look, I'm definitely gonna go, and like this is gonna be my top priority. And then yeah, Lakan, you could take over.
Across the board, the lines are just really poorly run.
Oh yeah, that,
I get it. They're busy. A lot of people are going to these. I understand that, right? There are times I've spent like a whole day just in lines at New York Comic Con. Like I understand what it is, right? Damn, like there would be some points where like I would spend like 2 hours waiting in line, and I would have moved like two little curves around this like giant, we basically snake everyone down this like long queue. And then like the first time when we got waited in line before their lunch, essentially, like right, I was like 14 people away, and they're like, oh yeah,
yeah,
come back at 2, and hope we'll try to get you into the VIP line so you can kind of get in now, right?
yeah. I was actually just fucked because like they only did signings in the beginning before lunch. So like my
Yeah.
guys, so I was in a mental chess match with me and too many games enforcer, whose will was gonna break first, and the power of regulations won.
Yeah, yeah, and I remember like you remember you coming back. It's like you were like willing to like wait there to see if she'll like crack basically, right, or try to like let you in or something.
Yeah, it was me just like T posing like at the back of the line, like staring at this one. She probably just needed the money because
Yeah,
she was like a very college student, like age range.
bro, just let me in the line. Let me in.
Let me in. This guy's my hero. Like
So there's that, and then my end, I got like, okay, like they're going on lunch. So it's like take this like little sticky, like they had a system working, right? There's like color coded sticky notes per talent, right? They would write a
yep.
number down, and then you can kind of get brought back into the VIP line for that person if you because I got cut off before they went on their lunch break. So we went off to go do some gaming, right? At one point, and then
Yeah.
I went back after that, and that's like we're just gonna just wrap up this little little negative section that let's just get this out of the way. I went back, and then like the other dude had no idea this whole thing was happening, basically,
Yeah.
and he was already cutting off the line, like all of the lines for Bloom, Clark, and Hater. And I was like, dude, like what? The chick told me up front that this is the system you guys have in place. Like everyone else, apparently everyone else seemed to be pretty aware of it. But the dude who was now in charge of the lines that I was trying to get into was like not letting me through.
Yeah.
And then he eventually was like, "Oh wait, I think you're right." But instead of letting me go through the VIP line, for the guys who were there before technically and got cut off,
Yeah.
I had to wait in the regular line again.
Oh yeah, that was brutal.
I guess I'll just stick it out again.
Just seeing you was brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, so the first half of the first half was I already waited like 2 hours, right? Got cut
Yeah.
off, and then I waited for like another 2.5 hours in the line. Now I'm at the end of the line,
Yeah.
and I had barely moved. Like I like busted out like the little gaming controller. I started playing like some of my Steam games on my phone through Game Native. You know what I mean? Like so
Yeah.
I could just kind of pass the time.
And that's when I was making my laps.
Yeah. So I kind of got stuck there, not seeing a whole lot of stuff for like legit like 4 hours of the day.
Oh yeah, and
So
considering that we were there from like
eleven
from like
thirty till about
11:30
like
to about
six ish, 5:30,
5
6 o'clock.
5:36. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so like I lost a lot of time. I straight up just lost a lot of time in line. So it's like okay, and unfortunately, yeah, like, it's just like they just didn't run the lines great, basically.
yeah.
Um, Honestly, with stuff like this, like again, I understand what it is, but it's also like I feel like some sort of like a timer has to be installed, right, or instated where it's like maybe like 1 or 2 minutes per person per autograph. And I understand you want to chat it up and you want to express how much of a fan you are, but even when I get to like chat with like a talent that I get to interact with, like New York Comic Con or Anime YC or whatever, I tend to keep it quick, like maybe a minute at most. You know what I mean? Hey man, big fan of your work. Take a photo, sign my
Yeah.
thing, and then move. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah, move
all it
on.
needs
Move
to
on to the
be.
next rest of the con,
But
but
there were definitely I definitely like saw some people like sitting there for like 5 minutes just straight up chatting with them, which again I appreciate that the that whoever's there like likes interacting with their fan base. Yeah, that's awesome. But it's like yeah,
you
I
got to
lost.
keep on going.
You gotta keep it moving, and yeah, losing 2 hours, losing 4 hours like that out of my day was pretty damn annoying. So
Yeah, so in context, you in 4 hours you move like 8 steps.
basically, yeah, yeah,
Like 8's being generous. Like
yeah.
it's a generous 8 steps. So like I was like this is like just just
It might
say
not be worth it.
just
It might just
yeah,
not be worth
just
it.
chat, just like chat with your heroes and get your thing signed, get a picture
Keep it
and
moving.
be on your merry way because
Yeah,
there's that is something that's kind of like everyone's there to see them. So like, it's very if like you've been on in online for like 2 hours of the whole day and like this is like your only day to actually
yeah,
be there, it's
and
kind
you
of
know what
rough.
you kind of know what it is for everybody else too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so just
So
be
yes, so eventually I tap out. Apparently they've been to too many games before.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, so hopefully so they're a repeat guest. That's good to know. I can hopefully swing by like next year if they announce they're gonna be there again, and I will come to the convention with on a mission
Yeah, we're gonna get there at 11
just
and
to
like
get autographs, signatures, so on and so forth, relatively early, hopefully.
because the thing was is that like the doors opened at 11 and we hit the floor proper at around 11:30. So
Yeah,
like it's not like we were late like we were, but like the line cut off like at like even before 11:30. So
yeah,
that
yeah.
was that
And
was
again,
very
they just like I feel like they need to do a better balance of like the VIP line versus the regular line.
yeah.
I definitely saw like a chunk of like 15 VIPs in a row before one regular person would get by,
Yeah.
and it's like that's rough. So that's like my only real complaint about this convention. And again, that's just like a very specific thing where if you've been to other conventions and you have to deal with lines like that, you're kind of aware of like what it is.
Yeah.
But aside from that, the last thing and I guess the biggest thing that I would like to talk about here today was the games we actually got to try out while we were there.
Oh yeah.
So they have this decently sized like indie game showcase area.
Yeah.
Anything from like 2D platformers, of course, to like co-op games. I saw like a one was like a pro wrestling boomer shooter, right?
Oh yeah.
Kind of sick, honestly. I was like, ooh, that's cool. But like the line for that one was always kind of like there was always people waiting for it. I was like, I don't know if we want to wait for how long just to get a demo in.
Yeah.
And yeah, so some cool stuff there. And then but Jack and I got to get like a decently long like hands-on time with two specific games that we got to play.
Yeah.
And so the first one we tried was a game called Brave Escape.
Yeah. Brave Escape by Hit Start Studios.
So the game initially actually came out last year, January 31st of 2025. Um, it's a 2D co-op platformer. So think of Ibn Ob, Splunky kind of situation. You know
It's
what I
yeah,
mean?
it felt a lot like Spelunky.
Yeah, level based. There are very specific mechanics per person, I guess, technically,
Yeah,
that you have to actually do and get through the level. One person plays as a human character, kind of indie inspired, with the rope and
yeah,
the hat, of course.
very Indiana Jones. The other ones plays as a robot.
Yeah.
A robot kind of like Karen from SpongeBob. Like
Yes.
is how I would describe the character.
Yeah, yeah.
Karen from SpongeBob.
And yeah, like so like as simple as that may be, like this is really really fun. They had a pretty decently long demo, right?
Yeah,
It was like what, like 6 to 7 levels per, if I recall correctly,
yeah, six to
or
seven
maybe
levels.
8.
Hands rapidly flailing in the air right now, but
Um the human character, their ability is to drop a rope down, like an anchor or rope down on a ledge, which allows both of them to climb up and down it. And then the robot character has the ability to launch the human character for like longer
yeah,
jumps, basically, or higher jumps.
yeah. Think of that one enemy in Mario 64 where like the water levels rise,
Yes.
and when you step on it, Mario just gets freaking launched to heaven.
Yeah. Basically that. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I was really thinking about it when we were playing. Was like this reminds me a lot of like Jaromite. I don't know about you if you were thinking that or not.
yeah.
Where like it absolutely requires you and player one and player two to actually cooperate to play the game. Where like like one of us can't just leave the other behind situation and just like
Oh
kind
no,
of
no, no.
manhandle the platforming by themselves. Like you literally quite literally need both characters
To advance.
mechanics to
Yeah,
get through the levels. Yeah. Everything from like platforms being set up by like with like standing on top of switches and launching each other and so on and so forth. And yeah, this is a really really fun demo. Again, like a pretty decently long time. I think what was like the time? There was a timer at the top that said we spent like what, 30 or 40 minutes on it, basically.
yeah, yeah. We spent like I think we did it faster than 40 minutes.
Yeah, maybe like we were probably in like the mid
I think
30s.
we
I
were in
think.
like 38 around,
Yeah,
and someone did the whole demo in like 11 minutes. I was
yeah.
like,
Two
that's
two people did. Yeah, definitely do that.
yeah.
I'm wondering if that was like a first try thing, or they've
No,
definitely played the game
definitely
before.
not, man. Come
Absolutely not, right?
on.
That's crazy.
There's no way you could do this whole thing in 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Like the platforming itself is very could get very complex.
Yes.
And there's mechanics where the screen would auto scroll.
Yep. Some auto scroll sections, which is not my favorite mechanic, but I feel like in a co-op platformer game like this, introduces a level of stress and chaos that I enjoy.
Yeah, and then not the whole time like you had to you had to be fast. There's some sections where you definitely did have to slow down for like maybe like those blocks that activate whenever you step on them and then they fall,
Yeah, like crumbling block
like the
sections and
donut blocks from Mario 3.
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Specifically those where there's still a platform, but you will get bonked if you try to jump
Yeah.
from under. You can't pass through them from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, yeah, you just get
Saw
stuck.
blade sections, kind of like Meat Boy, right, where you have to like change his timing and stuff like that. Yeah, like this is again a pretty decently long demo for like again like 7 to 8 levels or so. And there's also like a collectible thing, right? Where there's essentially like a challenge part of the run, right,
Oh yeah,
of the
yeah,
level,
yeah.
where you have to collect these ram sticks
But
throughout some levels, not all levels, if I recall
yeah,
correctly.
no, no, that was yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
they were going for the specific treasure of RAM in this economy.
yeah, they predicted the future. Again, this game came out a year ago. They predicted the future.
They're very aware.
But yeah, no, this is a fun demo, and so we finished the first level from my understanding because we ended up chatting with the guy a little bit afterwards, right? He said
Yeah,
there was like 8 or 7 other levels altogether.
seven worlds.
Yeah,
Like
7 worlds. I mean, yeah,
we did the
specifically.
first
Sorry.
world.
So we did the first world, which were again around 7 to 8 levels. And introducing from like just we were placing the level one, which is the most basic, is just like typical Indiana Jones or Spelunky fare, where it's like yeah, like rock like switches, to open up doors and basic platforming, and then other levels introduce like lava and even more
Yeah.
dangers basically. So yeah, this was an immediate pickup for me. I was like, this is absolutely my type of game, specifically yours and my type of game.
Yeah, yeah. If you guys don't know, me and Lakan are very co-op heavy with each other.
Yeah,
So that sounds very dirty, but
a little bit. But yeah, like we love co-op games and hating each other basically while we're playing
yeah,
them.
yeah. The very first 5 minutes of us playing this game was just us just like messing with each other. Like
Basically,
I was playing as the robot, and then I was like, "Oh, God, you wanna jump up here? Oh no, you can't." And then
and
Lakan would just
then
like,
me realized I could take the rope away from you while you were
yeah.
hanging on it was amazing. I was like, oh, cool! I have all the power here, dude. This is great.
Yeah, so like it's like we try to find ways to make co-op games PvP.
Basically, yeah, yeah. And then we lock in. Like once we
And
it
we
was like
lock it,
okay,
yeah.
like once we were like we had like I think it was like level 6 was a really cool mechanic if I recall correctly. Or it might have been like just a really tight timing thing where it was like, ooh, gotta lock in for like this like one
Oh yeah,
little
yeah.
little
That was one of the
section.
side scrolling ones, the auto scrolling ones.
Yeah, so that was fun. Like again, I like this game a lot. Really simple aesthetic, right? It's just um, again like a typical level based platforming co-op game. Really cool if you're into that kind of stuff. Again, if you're into stuff like Ibn Ob or like the We Were Here games, essentially, right? Again, where you have to play together, you have to cooperate to actually get
Yeah.
through the levels and do stuff. Absolutely grab this one. It is currently on sale right
Right
now, I
now,
believe.
today is July 5th. So it's currently on sale, 50% off. And I believe you said that there was the Friends Pass.
Yes. Oh yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, by the time this episode releases, the sale will have ended on this one. But either way, the game's only what $10 on a regular price.
It's $20.
$20. Okay, so $20. Yeah, it's on sale right now for half. Um,
20
I think
bucks.
it
There's
also
always
comes in
gonna
like
be more sales.
there's always sales, and I think it also comes in a bundle as well too. If you already own another game, Forgotten Fragments from Monolithic here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a $20 game. I think it's absolutely worth it. This game's really really cool. But there is a cool thing here that they have on their page that they have a friends pass. So only one person needs to pick up the game, and then if you download the friends pass, you can play with somebody who owns the game. So that's cool. If even the demo itself, free demo, I'm always a big fan of demos. Try it out, see if you like it. If it's your thing, go ahead and split the cost of a game. Because again, you only need one person to actually own the game. The other person can have the friend pass and play along for free. So split the game price that way.
Yeah. So no matter what, you'll always get it for at least $10.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
at most $10, at least five.
I think absolutely worth it. Again, this is very much so in our wheelhouse. That's why I'm always down to to pay for this type of game. And of course, support indie devs, right? That's always a big deal for us. Basically everybody on this podcast, like Jeff, you, me, the other Jeff, like we always talk about like supporting like smaller creators and developers.
Yeah, because a lot of indie projects are done with passion.
Yeah.
So like it's very important to support them because granted, like everything that you would want from like a triple A developers, yeah, these indie guys are already doing it at like a fraction of like the budget that triple A's do. So
Yeah.
support your indie developers.
Yeah. Again, type platforming, fun cooperative experience, a decent amount of levels. Yeah, why not? Again, give it a try that the demo if you're curious about it. And then again, I ended up buying it basically like right away as soon as we got home. And then the next game we played afterwards, that we also had a pretty decent amount of time we spent on.
Yeah,
It was actually coincidentally it happened to be right next to Brave Escape.
yeah. Like we saw both these games and then we were just like, oh, we gotta play both these at one point today.
And this game also had a pretty long line, like people queuing up to play this one as well. But it was moving pretty
Yep.
good. But we had to come back at some point though because
It's not,
again of the signings. But we came back
yeah.
here, and the other game is called Dojo Masters. If you want to go ahead and try to explain this one, Jack.
Yeah, so Dojo Masters by Pixelated Vision, that's the developer. The two button martial arts indie fighting game where you and your opponent, your like one of your friends, just choose like a fighting style, and a fight like a hold on, a fighter is using a specific fighting style. Like there's different types of karate, boxing, sumo, taekwondo, even ninjutsu,
Yeah.
and you guys just duke it out in a very simplified fighting game,
Yeah, it's
2D fighter. Yeah.
I brought it up to you if you recall the game Footsies.
Oh
That's
yeah.
kind of like it is like a fighting game simplified down to its core essentially.
Yeah, there's no
Uh
like there's no like complicated button inputs, muscle memories, different text, your Korean backdashes.
yeah,
No,
like
like
he introduces the guy introduces some stuff into it. We got to chat with him afterwards a little bit.
yep.
Unfortunately, I did not get his name. But he did have a couple questions for us because we played this game. We played this demo pretty long. Like we got to experience a good amount of this demo,
Oh yeah.
where he implements some stuff like Roman canceling, right? Which is I know of it from like from Guilty Gear, where you can kind of cancel, slow everything down. I get to move and then buffer some stuff while I'm everything's kind of slowed down, right? Or cancel an animation to go to doing like buffering a move.
Yeah.
Some stance stuff, some feint stuff, right? So yeah, some stances and
Yeah.
feinting from different characters, like or different fighting styles.
Yeah, so the fighting styles were very that was the very cool part of it. Like we of course we experienced them through like the different fighters that we have today, like Street Fighter in some sorts, and especially Tekken.
Yeah.
Uh but for a two button fighter, they really respected the way how these actual fighting styles went.
Yes. So there's everything from like Shotokan, Kyokushin karate, Muay Thai, Kendo, boxing,
Capoeira,
sumo, capoeira, and
Taekwondo. Yeah.
and Taekwondo, and all of them have really cool systems within themselves, right? So there are some characters that are like a typical character select screen. There's some that are more easier to pick up onto, and then some that are a little more complex. So even if it is only a two-button fighting game, a surprising amount of depth here.
Yeah, very much. And it's not like you need to know like all these crazy fighting techniques. But I'm not a fighting game player, but I was able to freaking give a ton of business in this game. So
It was actually harder for me to understand this game earlier
yeah,
on, and then I figured it out like in our like third set or so.
yeah,
And that's when like I was like, ah, okay, now I understand. Because the way this game works is it's not like a typical health bar in this game. It is a stamina system on the bottom of the screen. The point of this game is to there's basically a bunch of rounds, right? Where you have to drain the stamina all the way to zero, but you can also knock people down between rounds essentially, and that will count as a
yeah.
reset.
That'll count as a reset, and it'll drain like a good amount of their stamina as well.
The reset to neutral is straight up a new round essentially, regardless of how
Yeah,
much stamina you have left over. And the stamina can be used as well to tech. So say somebody has like a throw move, or you get knocked in, you get knocked into the air. You can basically tech to recover to continue the round, but you eat up like one of your stamina bars to
yep,
do so. So it's cool. There's like, different ways to play it. You can basically play like super high execution where you gamble on trying to win just one round basically, or you try to like save up a couple rounds and then you win through like a big move at the end where you just destroy like 4 or 5 bars of stamina.
oh yeah,
Yeah, some really cool gameplay aspects here. The biggest thing that for me was like yeah, like again, like realizing how well all the different fighting styles kind of go against each other. Like it doesn't feel like any one style is more powerful than the other. Essentially,
yeah,
like, everything's surprisingly well balanced, as much as balance can exist in a fighting game.
yeah. Oh yeah, I get it. Like everything had like had their like fighting game niches. Like you had the stance fighter, you have the one that does a bunch of different like they use gadgets and everything, which is the ninjutsu class. And then you had
Yep.
your rushdown character, which is like the karate.
Yeah,
So
karate was your rushdown guy. Your taekwondo is your kind of like your quick in and out fighter. Same with
yeah.
boxing. Capoeira was a cool one because you had played that character a little bit, right? I
Yeah, I
feel like
did.
I feel like it would have been better if we had like a headphone or a speaker because like that one was essentially like a rhythm game, right?
It
When you were
was,
playing the
yeah.
character.
Like I was getting like, oh, good, good, bad, bad. I was like, oh, I guess I suck. But
Yeah, but then we realized, oh, there's not like a
yeah,
headphone available at the demo station, so we
yeah,
can't hear if there's like a rhythm playing that you're supposed to be playing along to. Again, it's literally just like left and forward. Yeah, it's forward and back, and then punch and kick, and that's about it. Like down, I think is like it's a back to block game, right? Like
yeah,
so there's that. Yeah, like I again like the easiest way that I kind of like the thing that really like stood out to me was like it felt like footsies, but just with a little bit more meat in the bones.
yep,
Because now we have a couple actual moves to the character instead of just being like strike and then that's really it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
The characters do have special moves technically though. That is one thing. I wanna explain here where it's like like they'll have a regular punch, regular kick, right? Then everyone has like a variant of that punch or kick, right? You can press forward or back to do a different punch or kick. Essentially, it's kind of like your light versus your heavy animations. That's kind of like what it is, right? Like where if you press like back and punch with like the boxer, it's like my uppercut. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
kind of like so it's like okay, so there's that, and then certain characters have charge moves on top of it, like where you hold it and then you let go, so negative edge to
yeah,
release specials and stuff like that. It's cool. It's a really cool game. I highly recommend it. I think it's like a really nice middle ground for the fighting game players to play against non-fighting game players.
yeah. Because if you know like if a regular casual player actually fight plays against someone who actually like plays it for real, it's not fun for the casual player,
It's not really fun for the skilled player either
and it's not fun for a skill player either. Like
because
it's
it's kind of just like you're kind of beating up on somebody that doesn't know what they're doing.
yeah, like it's like it kind of feels like a waste of time.
A little bit,
A little
yeah.
bit.
So like this is like again that nice middle ground where there is some like fighting game basics that absolutely transfer,
Yep.
right? Where spacing and your combos and like it's there. You're feinting and trying to like get somebody to bait them out and try to get them to do something. And then like if you're just a button masher or you can kind of start off button mashing and you kind of figure stuff out later, can absolutely take a bunch of rounds like off of the more experienced traditional fighting game player. I think it's definitely like a nice little middle ground for this type of game. Yeah, so this game is currently also on sale, I believe, for the Steam summer sale. So again, unfortunately, will not be on sale by the time this episode releases, but regular priced it is $15, and there's also an expansion.
Yeah. The cool thing is that the dev actually talked to us and like he asked us, oh, what fighting styles would you like to see? I was like, oh wow.
He asked us if we got to actually use a bunch of the skills that he implemented into the game.
Yeah.
Again, asking about Roman canceling, asking about fainting, and all this other stuff that we throughout the game. And I threw out. Did we both throw out? I think we were kind of on the same page, right? We said we would like to see like an Eskrima fighter, like a stick
Yeah.
fighter or something
Stick
like that.
fighter, yeah.
Yeah, because there is a Kendo character there, which obviously has a bit more range than everybody else.
Yeah.
He's mentioned that the ninjutsu character had some other weapons, and it's like, yeah, it's a little different though. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
we want to see something maybe like more like a flurry fighter. Not like a rush down, but like more like a faster melee weapon fighter. That'd be kind of cool to see.
Yep.
But it looks like the game is still very much so actively like being worked on, and like they're developing stuff in the future. Again, also since he did ask us what he would like to see in the game. But yeah, there already again is an expansion pack already out for this game, so they already added characters to this game already in the first place. And the expansion pack is only $4 or $5, was yeah $5. Currently on sale for 4. So again, like if you're able to pick this up, on sale, $14, you get everything and then some extra characters. And likely down the line, there'll be another expansion pack for more characters and fighting styles in the game.
This game's very it's very quick gameplay. You hop on for a couple matches and then like you could just like go through like 50 matches without even realizing it. Yeah,
Yeah, because
it's
like
very fast
our
rounds.
our first set, like we got to like 15 rounds, right? You
Yeah,
whooped my ass for the most part
yeah. I was playing
for
as
the first set.
Taekwondo, and then you were playing as someone who's not better than me. But
Yeah, I was playing the Shotokan guy, so
oh, you're playing
you
Shogun.
basically just kind of rushed me down essentially.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was just trying to
You're just
bait, and
faster.
then
You're
yeah,
just faster than me, so I couldn't really do. I had to like learn the matchup. We switched up to something else. Was it Capoeira versus Boxer?
Capoeira
And
versus Boxer. Yeah,
that was a fun match because we both had a lot of like feinting and like back dashes and stuff like that.
yeah. And then you went sumo, and then I went I went Kyodan karate,
Yeah,
and freaking
and
whooped my ass.
the sumo's the grappler. It's like, oh, okay, there you go, got it. Now I know what I'm doing. So, um, yeah, it was, so again, like very fun. We flew through matches. Like I want to say
Holy
like through
flew.
the we were definitely for there for a little bit longer. I felt like than maybe not as long as the first demo we played of Brave Escape,
Yeah, yeah. I would say
but
like we were there like a good like 15 minutes, 20
15.
minutes, 15, 20
Yeah,
minutes.
which is like half the time technically of the previous
Yeah.
demo, but we played through
W-
a lot of
Yeah,
rounds. We played through a
we couldn't
lot.
stop. We couldn't stop like
One thing that I will acknowledge as well too is like again the game can end very quickly.
oh yeah.
There were rounds where we would play and you would like knock me out or I'd knock you out
Within the first like
literally
30 seconds.
in
Yeah.
one round of gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the way it works again, I guess it's a stamina system, not a health bar, right?
Yeah.
And your job is to expend your opponent's stamina by knocking them down,
And then
forcing them to tech, or even just hitting them, right? Because hits will also drain stamina.
yeah.
But the important part is the knockdown. The knockdown is what like chunks away stamina. The little green bars at the bottom of the screen.
And ultimately that's how you're able to win. If your opponent has no stamina and you score a knockdown, they can't tech it,
Yes,
then you win, and then you just have to you either
that is
choose
just
another
it.
character and then
Or reach or run it back.
run it back. Very, very quick gameplay loops.
Yeah, we definitely got each other in both in at
Oh
that point.
yeah.
Where it's like we were like, oh, it's over. Like okay, I guess we just started up again.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think this game is super sick. Like honestly, this is gonna be like one of those like leave it on the Steam Deck, leave it on the laptop next time we like have a hangout. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah. It's
with the
definitely
boys or
like
whatever.
it's definitely something that you whip out during a party, and then like you just get a couple of rounds in.
Yeah, like again, very friendly to like again non-fighting game players. I think that's why it's so like it's super interesting. It's a friendly middle ground. I remember we were talking about it on the day. You referenced it to kind of like Smash, where it's like everyone can kind of play it. You can kind of get away with some bullshit
Yeah.
and like steal matches away from someone who is much more experienced.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like games that are very accessible to everyone of like every skill level.
Yeah,
So it was a very welcoming game.
yeah, and again, already out now. On sale for 9.74. Regular price is $15, and again, expansion packs for another $5, like 4.99 it is. Yeah, so like $20 for what is it like currently like 10 characters already?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of fighting styles.
Yeah, like
There's a lot of
there's already
fighting
a bunch of fighting
styles.
styles here, so which is pretty cool. So, yeah, check this one out if you are into fighting games. If you kind of like that like Nidhogg, footsies,
Uh,
dive kick kind of like simple fighting
th-
game.
that's the game I was thinking about, Nidhogg. It was very
Yeah,
Nidhogg like.
yeah, like again, like the core of a fighting game is very much so here, and it is
Yeah.
very accessible, very fun to pick up. The aesthetic is really cool. It's like it has like a little bit of that
NES.
like NES. Yeah, it reminds me of
Punch
the
Out. That's what Punch
River
Out.
City.
Yeah. River City.
Was it like
Yeah.
River City Rumble
Oh yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
sprite art to it? Um, yeah, it's sick and very very detailed pixel art for this game. Very cool, very fun to play.
All right.
Yeah, and I think that's really it for us. Again, we just kind of wanted to recap. Oh wait, we have to acknowledge our spending sins. We have to do this.
Oh, I was good this time. I was fine.
You were good. I caved. I caved pretty hard for
I
this one.
I only bought a dice set from my usual people at Misty Mountain. I got an Obsidian, uh, regular standard 7-piece dice set. That was
Was it like burnt obsidian or something like that? What they called it?
it was burnt Obsidian, but it was the Darkest Dungeon collab that they had.
Which is pretty sick to be fair. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like matte black on black on black on black. It's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
sick
yeah,
looking.
yeah. I was like, this is the next one I'm getting, and then
Yeah. How much does that how much does that cost, Jack?
that was
How much does that
110.
cost?
110.
Okay. Yeah,
Not bad for a
not terrible.
dice.
Yeah, not bad for dice. I mean, kind of insane for me until I did the same thing. I think I've never been a big dice spender. Like I kind of just buy like cheap, cool looking cheap dice. So you've seen my dice collection. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's,
it's like they're decent looking, but they're not like crazy. Like, you know, mostly I spent like $25, $35.
yeah,
Um, yeah, but they had the some of the Hololive stuff there also at Misty Mountain.
yeah,
So I was seeing it in person. I was like, these are really nice. So I ended up buying what, the Mori Calliope glass set. I bought the Hako's Bales glass set, and then we got a deal. That's why, right? Because
yeah, yeah,
we buy three get one free.
yeah.
And then so I was like, well, I'm kind of curious about the two glass sets that I saw. I've never owned glass dice. These are really nice, to be fair. So this is like my first two sets of like really nice dice, essentially.
Hmm.
And then I got the GG Murin resin set. The glass set was there too. I think I just like the resin set design a little bit more because it had
Yeah.
the little Grem inside there, the little cute little guy in there. So that's our spending. It wasn't too bad. I mean, like, for me a little bit more, but you know, whatever. It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't bad.
Um,
Like I'm pretty sure that like if you had a little less self control, you would have definitely spent more on the retro game stuff.
I think now, knowing what this convention really is, I might bring some stuff next year that I'm ready to move and see if I can find like a good deal on something, on like some of my grails. I think that's what that might be the move for me next year.
Oh yeah, you just bring a suitcase and like and try and make money. Yeah, try and
Make
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 money.
make, make the deals exactly, or like, or again, try to lessen the hit of trying to spend for like a, you know, like a holy grail piece for me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, no, again, it was a really fun convention, really relaxed for us. We ended up going to Chickies and Pete's afterwards.
Oh yeah, and he's
got
freaking
some got some
crab
cheesesteaks and some
fries.
chowder.
Chowder. It's not. It's
Chowder, some
not. It's
crab
not.
fries.
It's not as
It's not the same.
not the
It's still the
same
same.
as another thing. You can't
Still
do it
good.
on here.
Still
Yeah.
very good. I love chicken. It's been a minute since I had Chickies and Pete's. That was good though.
Chicken pizza's solid.
Yeah. So yeah, Jack. As both yours and my first timer experience at too many games. Yes or no? Recommend? Yes or no?
Recommend if I highly recommend if you like the whole collecting aspect of it. I
Yes.
am not a collector of any sort, but it's something good to go with your friends, especially if you're around the area because we all are. I'll definitely keep it in mind in like in the future of cons that we go to. I'm pretty sure that we're gonna try and go to different cons around, see 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 more things that more like nerd shit, I guess,
Yeah.
that we could explore about. But I highly recommend if you are into collecting, especially because like I was trying to, I was even trying to get like something that once I knew what kind of con it was, like okay, maybe I could try and find like a Pokemon card that I really wanted,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
or a
Yeah.
video
Yeah. Yeah.
game, or even like I said before, like if I could find like my childhood Game Boy
A
Color.
complete, or you can find a complete in box copy of Earthbound for not an exorbitant amount of
Yeah,
money.
for not like a whole semester of college, it's but yeah.
Knowing what it is now after like going there and experiencing it, this is a nice, like, I think single day con, right? Is it, because it's not that, it's not that bad of a drive. We can do, especially for us because we are technically local, right?
Yeah, it's local.
One day we can, you know, you and me kind of crowd and kind of get in there, get what we need, and then kind of dip out. You know what I mean? Or see some cool stuff and then dip out. I think it's that kind of con for us. Like,
Yeah.
where for you and me, it was like, oh, we're a little burnt out on some other conventions. We'll swing by this one instead, single day, have a good day for it, and, you know, and kind of
Yeah.
call it after that. So I like this con a lot. Now next year, I think we're gonna come in with a game plan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's it for us again. The two games we demoed and really highly recommend. Brave Escape and Dojo Masters.
Oh
Again, check
yeah.
them out. Both very good. A bunch more other stuff we didn't get unfortunately didn't get our hands on, but these are the two that really stood out for us when we, like, even walking around the little indie game showcase area. But yeah, I think that'll leave it for this one. We went a little bit longer than I thought we were going to, but thanks for hopping on the recording, Jack.
Oh yeah. Thanks for having me. Any single time that we go on an excursion, I'm always happy to record.
A little bit of a teaser. You and I will be later down the year, right? Much later, technically, in the year. Like, we're only halfway through now, right?
Yep.
You and I will be going for sure, right? Confirmed?
Or sure to PAX Unplugged.
Yes, I'm officially
Yeah.
breaking the seal for this one. I've never been. You've never been either, right?
I have, but
You have. Okay.
I haven't really did a lot of the demoing stuff in Pack
Okay.
Unplugged, so like this would be great for both of us to try and find out, to try and do together as well.
Yeah, so really get into some tabletop stuff, some board game stuff that we were, that we are both into. But yeah, so Jack will be for sure on the podcast again once we finally experience PAX Unplugged together.
yeah.
So that'll be fun. Again, thanks, Jack. Thanks again, Jack, for hopping on.
All right.
It's always a good time. So guys, if you like this episode, leave us a like, leave us a review, share us with a friend. We really appreciate the support from you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
And comment on the thing. 5-star review. OG YouTube. Big yellow button in the top right screen.